Hello all, welcome to Let Us Learn YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about DC generator module 4 introduction. Generator converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. If I am giving input as a mechanical energy, that mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy, that is called as a generator. If I am giving electrical as an input, the output is in the form of mechanical energy, then it is called as a electric motor. See, if mechanical domain is the input in a magnetic field, if the output is electrical domain, that is called as a generator. If electrical is the input domain in a magnetic field, if the output is mechanical energy, then it is called as a motor. Now we are going to discuss about the constructional details of a DC machine. This is the structural diagram of a DC machine. Here the outer part is called as a yoke, and then this is called as the shaft. Here this is called as the nameplate details of any motor or any generator. This is called eye. With the help of this, we can easily shift the motor from one place to another place without any external or internal damage. This is called as the base, and here it shows the cross-sectional view of the DC machine. The internal part is called as the armature, and this is your commutator, and here this is shaft. Outer part is called as a yoke, and this is the base. Before entering into the session, in this DC machine we are having two main parts. One is called as a rotating part, another one is called as a stationary part. The rotating part, this is called as a rotating part, that is called as a armature, and then wounded, which is wounded with the coil, that is called armature winding, and this is called as the field, that is called as the stator. The winding which is connected to the field, that is called as a field winding. It's called as a pole. So now in this we are going to see the cross-sectional view of a DC machine. See, the outer part is called as the yoke, and then here we are having, we are giving the input in the pole. This is called as a pole core, and then pole shoe. This is called as a pole shoe. This is called as a pole core, and F1 and F2 are the field winding which is wounded on the poles. See here, it is going like this. Whenever we are giving input in the field winding, this pole, it acts as electromagnet and it induces a magnetic flux. Due to this magnetic flux, this armature, it starts to rotate. That is the mechanism of the DC machine. This is called as the armature core, and this is the armature slot, and then armature winding. So here this field winding is the stator winding, and then armature winding is called as a rotor winding. So whenever we are giving the input, it acts as electromagnet. Due to this electromagnetism, this armature, it starts to rotate. And then here we are having the commutator. It is made up of copper, and then this is called as this two small black block, it is called as the carbon brush, and then here we are having the shaft. This is called as the shaft. The use of the shaft is to couple with any other motor or generator, and then so this is called as the base. The use of the base is to field or mount the generator or motor in anywhere else without making any vibration or any movement. So the base is used to keep the motor in a stable place. So next we are going to discuss about the different parts in the DC machine. First one is the yoke. This is the constructional diagram of the yoke. The yoke provides the mechanical support for the pole, and it maintains the uniform magnetic flux inside the motor or generator. It safeguards the whole machine from dust, moisture and other foreign particles such as SO2, etc. It is also called as the frame. So now here we are going to discuss about the pole and then pole core. See, in this cross-sectional view diagram, this is called as the pole shoe, and this is called as the pole core. So here pole of generator is an electromagnet. Whenever I am giving input to this pole, it is wounded with a coil. The electrical energy is given as an input. So as already we discussed it now in small classes we might studied. Any iron material is wounded with a coil. To that coil, if you give the input, that iron material, it acts as an electromagnet. Same case, this is made up of some conducting material and it is wounded with coil. That coil, if I am giving input as electrical energy, this pole, it acts as an electromagnet. The field winding is wounded over the pole. See here, this is F1 and F2 of the field winding, which is wounded on the pole. The pole provides magnetic flux when field winding is excited. Whenever it starts to excite it gives a magnetic flux to the armature. In this, we are going to discuss about the pole shoe. So this curved one is called as a pole shoe. Pole shoe, it extended part of pole. See, this is pole. That extended part of the pole is called as the pole shoe. Due to this enlarged area, flux is spread out. Due to this enlarged area, the flux will be spread out uniformly to the armature in the air gap. Air gap means that pole shoe and then armature is having some gap. That gap is called as an air gap. It should not be very close to each other. The pole shoe and an armature should not get contact each other, because if more contact is there, if it is very close to each other, more friction will be there. So the armature can't run in a smooth manner. So it will affect the efficiency of the motor or generator, and more flux can pass through the air gap to the armature. So this pole shoe, it will give the flux spread out to the armature. So following this, now we are going to discuss about the field winding. It is wounded around the pole core. This winding is called the field winding. This pole core, the winding which is wounded on the pole core, is called the field winding. It is named as F1 and F2. When current is passed through the field winding, it acts as electromagnetized. Wounding is electromagnetized, the pole which produce necessary flux. See, whenever the winding which is wounded on the pole core, that is given as a input is given to the winding, it acts as an electromagnet and it induces a magnetic flux which is given to the armature. So this is the separate diagram of the field winding. This wounding is called the field winding in the pole core. Following that, we are going to discuss about the armature core. It has a number of slots in its periphery. Armature conductors are placed in its slots. It provides path of low reluctance to the flux produced by field winding. So this is called as the armature core. See here, it is given as armature core, and armature conductors are placed in the slots. In the slots, armature conductors are placed and it provides the low reluctance of flux produced by the field winding. This is the separate diagram. See here, this is the armature laminated core, and then this one is called as the slot, and here this is called as a commutator, and this is the coil wounding head. So this is the armature winding. Armature conductors are interconnected to the armature winding. See here, this is the armature winding. This is the armature winding. It is all interconnected winding as it is given in the structural diagram. And armature windings are rotated using prime mover. Here prime mover is used to run the armature in a smooth manner. Yeah, the magnetic flux and then voltage get induced in it. So whenever it is rotating, magnetic flux and then voltage will get induced on it. Following that, commutator. This is the separate part of the commutator, but this total set is called as the armature. Here we are having carbon brush. This is the commutator. Here also, here in this cross section view, this is called as the commutator. Commutator, it converts alternating current induced in the armature conductor into unidirectional current in case of DC generator. What it will do, it converts the AC in the form of DC in case of generator, and it collects the current from the armature conductor and pass to load with the help of brushes. And what it will do, it collects the current and give to the load to the through the brushes. Next, we are going to discuss about brushes. Brushes collect the current from the commutator and apply it to external load in case of generator. See, this two black box is called as the carbon brush, that it will collect the current from the commutator and apply to the external load in case of generator. This is called as the carbon brush. This is controlled by a spring. Whenever it is rotating, it will get contact with the commutator and then it will collect the current and gives the current to the external load in case of generator. Thank you. I hope this video is very useful for you. Subscribe, support, share. Let us learn.